is a household name because FCT is the home of entrepreneurship. Just like the MC mentioned a while ago, that we have established a very good collaboration with Brunei University in entrepreneurship education. We are still on it. We have already signed the MOU. We have done the second visit, and we are planning the third visit. All in collaboration and to fine-tune how we can support our students to be self-reliant. Now we have listened to the Prof in trying to give us a vivid description or definition of what is entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur, the characteristics and the benefits. My own work is a very simple one. From the topic, the said role of principals in developing entrepreneurial skills in secondary schools. That is to give us an insight of what is going to be our role in impacting this entrepreneurship education to these our children. Now, the paper is, if you look at it, it's been very detailed. I tried to summarize it. I was thinking I'm going to present a PowerPoint, make a PowerPoint presentation, but it's going to be an open. I'm not going to read the paper, but I will summarize as fast as I can.
The volume from the TV.
Because as it is now, we are very busy. As I'm talking to you, I'm scheduled to declare open an entrepreneurship competition organized by our FCT students, scheduled by 2 o'clock. They are all invited. Well, in today's dynamic competitive world, students need to be prepared for challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. If you look at entrepreneurship hub, it gets a skill, a cultural skill set to equip individuals with ability to identify opportunities. As the Prof mentioned, entrepreneurship is all about taking risks or risk-taking and create value for whatever thing you are doing. And the role of principals is to influence educational environment and student mindset towards entrepreneurship. By creating an educational environment means carrying all the staff, the students, and all the non-teaching along as you are making progress in the school. Don't be a one-man show principal. Carry everybody along and make sure that the children develop their mindset towards entrepreneurship education. The current global economic landscape is characterized by rapid technological advancement, as mentioned by the Prof, also globalization and increased competition. Now, throughout the world now, entrepreneurship education is what is reigning and what is selling now. For our children to be self-reliant. When the white man came in, we were faced with history. Yes, they had all the Royal Empire and so forth and so forth. And we are also exposed to cramming and knowing what is the longest river in the world and what is the highest mountain. That is what the white man came to teach us. And forgetting our, we need to develop skills in exploring what is in the river and what is in the mountain. And also, during our days, you remember we have 2 periods for arts and crafts. What happened to all these subjects? Why are we turning away from this? Because they don't want us to benefit. They only want to build themselves, to come here, collect the mineral resources, take it there, refine it and bring it back to us, and then we face it well. The need for entrepreneurship skills in Nigeria is paramount, important. Looking at the current country's socio-economic challenges and opportunities, By fostering a culture of entrepreneurship, Nigeria can address unemployment, drive economic growth, and promote sustainable development. That is, when we develop these children entrepreneurially, we solve the problem of unemployment. Just like what is happening to our own children, our own students. Most of them are self-reliant now. They have something doing. And we are taking it upon ourselves that before a child graduates or finishes 5 years or 3 years for junior secondary school, he must have a skill that he can go and sit down at home, not to sit down at home doing nothing, but to contribute to the family growth. And thereby we bow out that yes, that no student graduates without having a skill that you go on with. Then what is the need for entrepreneurship skills? In Nigerian jobs market, Nigerian job market is characterized by limited number of formal opportunities compared to the growing number of job seekers. If you go now, even right now in my own office, we are about to employ. We have not even, we are just preparing. But if you see the number of applications, than 30,000, then what about what we mention or what we advertise? How many do we have? But if we develop our children with these entrepreneurship skills, all these unemployment problem will be reduced drastically because the child will have something doing, and thereby will become an employer of labor, not job seeker. Then the youth unemployment. According to the National Bureau for Statistics, as of the second quarter of 2021, the youth unemployment rate, especially for individuals between the age of 15 to 35, is high as 42.5%. And this is the statistics based on the MBS and the National Bureau for Statistics. That is the rate, 42. And if you look at the age rate, you will discover that that is the bulk range for the youth in Nigeria now. So if this percentage are not employed, that means we are not safe. And that is why the increase on this kidnapping, insecurity, and what have you, Yahoo, fraud, and what have you, is rampant in the country. Because they said an angry man is devil's mismatch. Then high poverty rates. Entrepreneurial ventures can be a significant source of income, helping to lift individuals and families out of poverty. If you have a skill and you can manage yourself, you are self-reliant, then you don't need anybody's money. Or you don't need to start pestering your parents, give me this, give me that, give me that. I'm an entrepreneur. I have developed people who have come in with good business plan. And by so doing, because it's a collaborative effort and responsibility, you discover that you put in your shares, and before you know it, at the end of the year or quarterly or as the case may be, you'll be receiving your dividend. And that solves the problem of you come back from work, your child will walk in, Daddy, let me plug your handset. Before you know it, your hotspot is on, and they begin to tap. Before you know it, you go back to the office thinking that you have data. By the time you open your asset, the data is not there. They are taking it from home. And not only that, these children are there at home doing nothing. If you pay of if you are paying light bill of 5,000, when they go back from their holidays, during holidays, it will increase to 10,000 or 15,000 because the usage of the electronics in your house will increase. Apart from your data, don't go into the food items. Forget about that one. That one is natural. You must eat it. But if the child has the skill or possess the entrepreneurship skill, he will not find all these things. Instead of taking, he will be the one to bring into the table and say, Daddy, let me help you. You understand? We have forced to go into series of competitions with our children. Some of them won sewing machines, some of them grinding machines, some of them all these things. And they are well established now because when we identify you, we show you, sometimes we even rent shop for you. Then you become an employer of labor. And we have 6 area councils in Abuja here. And each of the area council has a peculiar environmental problem. We develop what we call scheme-based project. Now, in this scheme-based project, you look at what are the societal problems within their environment and how can you solve it. We group the students and give them the task. Wonderfully well, if you see the kind of project that are coming up. Yes, we have schools now that use waste collecting bags to produce interlock, which they need to solve the problem of footpaths in their schools. If you visit our schools, you discover that we have mountains of waste paper, you have where to put it. Water bottle, you have where to place it. At the end of the day, we turn waste into wealth, thereby encouraging them and training them hard to become self-reliant. Then we talk about technological advancement. The global economy is increasingly driven by innovation and technology. Prof made mention of agric and thereby the fish farming issue. In all our schools in FCT, there is no school that you enter, you won't find a fish pond, where we teach our students the element or skills in fish farming. And most of them are doing very well. For some of them, if you visit, I have cause to visit when I was a principal, I have cause to visit some of my students' home to assist them set up small fish farming using boats and small tanks. Thereby, in the family, they don't buy fish because they are into the production. And some produce it in commercial quantity. Thereby solving the societal environmental problem within the society. So the children, as a leader or as a school principal, you must, it's a must now because it's a global issue, train your children and become an open-minded company to develop these children. Entrepreneurship skills encourage creative thinking and problem solving. Then how do we use entrepreneurship as a solution? The Prof mentioned it, but this is a lead paper to his own. Self-employment. Individuals with entrepreneurship skills are more likely to start their own businesses, which we mentioned, leading to financial independence. Because all we're talking about is financial independence. How can a child become a financial independent of himself, contributing to the house, contributing to the society, contributing to the economy of the country? The Prof mentioned it, the production, the packaging, and what have you, all from this. Then job creation. Developing entrepreneurship skills can empower young people to create jobs rather than relying on limited availability of formal employment. That one is certain. And then fostering innovation. Development of new technologies and innovative business models can be competed globally. Now, one very funny thing that is happening in our social media today when you go to TikTok, you will discover that in China, you will see so many inventions. The children showcasing new technology and what have you. What happened to our own children here? They're showing their nakedness, showing their passion and what have you. But thank God, it's only few. Many are beginning to realize that yes, this media can be used to sell your product out. To sell your product out and to make people patronize you positively. And then economic diversification. It helped in diversifying the economy by fostering the growth of various sectors such as agriculture and technology. You know, the Prof mentioned agriculture carries the lion's share when it comes to entrepreneurship because there are so many diversifications there. We have in one of our schools, the children developed this, what do you call it?
Irrigator?
No.
Sprinkler?
This thing that flies.
Okay. Drone?
Yes, they developed a drone where instead of using manual hand sprayer, there is a tank attached to the drum and they fill it with chemicals. They control it and that drum carries and sprays the chemical around the farm. And that project size, they are preparing to go to South Africa as representative of the FCT to compete globally with other students. See, there are so many of them like that. Not only that, we have seen in this country, instead of, because of the insecurity, you know, most of the people living in the rural areas, their cows have been taken away by cattle rustlers. Now, some of them have started thinking out of the box, making some innovation. You will see some people using 3 tricycles. Yes, tying the farm implement like the harrowing machine and the cultivating machine. Then they'll be using the machine to drag it. That is a new technology and innovation. Instead of using cows now or tractor, now the motorcycle is being used in an alternative way. And so many other creation and innovation that people carried out in terms of agri. Even the fish farming. Yes, that is why we have the mobile tank. Instead of, if you don't have space in your house, there's no way. You must have a tank that will size a small place that you can use for your fish farming, either for home consumption or for market purposes. Then what are the solutions? Continue economic growth. Small and medium-sized enterprises are the backbone of many economies. By promoting entrepreneurship, Nigeria can stimulate the growth of small, medium-sized enterprises, which is turn drive economic and contributes significantly to the GDP of the country. And these small medium-sized enterprises are very, very important. You see government putting in money there, but the question is, did the money get to the real people that need this money to be utilized? That is the problem. Because in Nigeria, you discover that we have a very good plan, but our major problem is the execution. But with the coming of entrepreneurship and making our children self-reliant, I think very soon we'll be there. And the government realizing that, yes, we are coming up with policies that will help these our children to become self-reliant. They will really assist us. And the next one is encouraging sustainable development. There is a growing trend of social entrepreneurship. where businesses aim to address social, environment, and economic issues. Entrepreneurship skills can help individuals develop sustainable business models and contribute to overall well-being of the society. Just as I gave you a little example, one of my ex-students came up with a business idea. He's a tailor, and he knows how to sew very well. If you go to TikTok, some of the dresses or products he produced are in the social media, and we are making it. He came up with a business idea. I invited 1 or 2 people to join me. I will put in many there. But the machine that normally design clothes and what have you, open up a very big shop, and they are there working on a daily basis. Sometimes when you wear, they see this, why do they make this dress? And you say, this is the place. Before you know it, people are already patronizing. Now we have 6 workers, but now we have almost 24. 24 workers working in the sewing factory. That is a very good one. And when we talk of unemployment, we are talking of people moving about with certificates that cannot help them. And that is what we are talking about. Let's move away from this certificate qualification to the real skill work that you can exhibit in order to make money. Moving on, coming to our role as principals in developing entrepreneurship skills. We just had a training of all the principals in the secondary schools in the FCT after our trip from Berlin, London, to introduce or encourage our principals to embrace the entrepreneurship education. Now, as a principal, you have to create a supportive environment. And how do you support the creative environment? Your vision and leadership counts. And this brought an issue of, let me test it here. Because most of us as school leaders, if I ask everybody now, paper and pen. Let's start with motto, your school motto. Please, can you write up your school motto for me, please, now? Your school motto. Let's start from there. Because my one is knowledge and industry. That's our motto. Then what is your own school motto? Let's start from there before we go into vision and mission. When we had the training of all the school administrators in FCT, I told this person to them, come and see, sending text message, calling vice principal to ask what is our school motto? What is our school vision and mission? Please, can you text it to me now? They are all here within you. Ask them, please. Some of us don't even know our vision and mission, our school vision and mission, as we are seated. If you don't know their school vision and mission, then how do you provide the clear good leadership in the school? And having gone through some of the school visions and mission, we have to change some of them because it didn't tally with the environment where the school is sited. So that is the first thing. Your vision and mission must tally with the kind of environment you are living and the kind of children you are bringing up. So it starts from there. And some of us, sorry to say it, are armchair principals. We don't go around. And whatever is happening in the school, anything, the staff will send a request. The next thing is he will see what he requested for. You don't give them opportunity. Because you can't dip your hand inside oil and bring it out like that. Any staff you see applying for anything, at least, if you give him the opportunity, he will do better. But some of us, they don't carry our subordinates along. So if there is no that kind of opportunity, then how can you create an enabling environment for entrepreneurship to thrive? You should provide clear vision and direction for promoting entrepreneurship education within the school. And then resources and facilities. That's we're talking about money release. Because the Prof mentioned it. It's capital incentive. But you have to close your eyes. Because you want to build a society that the children and everybody is self-reliant and try to solve a particular societal problem that is within. Because before establishing any entrepreneurship business center, then you have to look at the environment. What are you going to do that will scale through within the environment? You cannot establish a business that will not thrive in that environment. It has to be something that the society or the environment needs or requires. Then that goes to mentoring and guidance. These serve as the principal to serve as mentors and providing guidance. They can offer advice, share their own experience as we are doing now, and connect students with the relevant resources and network. Networking is very important. Entrepreneurship is all about teamwork. We have networked to the extent that we have traveled out of this country. And we are still in the process of making things work so that our children can perform better. We have signed an MOU with Brunei University to establish Nigerian Brunei Entrepreneurship Center in Nigeria. And that one has the concept of the Federal Ministry of Education, because we have presented a memorandum during the just concluded Joint Consultative Council on Education that took place at Calabar, in the capital of Cross Rivers. Oh? Yes, we were there. We presented a memo on the establishment and essence of entrepreneurship in all our schools and to develop a curriculum for it. And it has scaled the first reading. What is waiting for now is the National Council for Education approval. And once that one is done, it will become a policy for all Nigerian students to be entrepreneur or to develop entrepreneurship skills in all our students in Nigeria. And then risk-taking and failure acceptance. You see, sometimes when you start a business, the first 1 year, you'll be recording failure. You don't give up. As you continue, you'll be blocking the loopholes that happen that lead to that failure. And then at the time, even this whole business I was telling you, we started it long before now. But we have been recording low patronage, sometimes losses and what have you. But we didn't relent. As we make progress, we look for other means of advertising it, making the project work and what have you. And to the glory of God, it's now working. All the losses we lost, we encountered previously, we are now regaining it in the business. That is all what we call taking risk and failure acceptance. Then integrating entrepreneurship into the curriculum. Curriculum development. Collaboration with experts to develop a curriculum that incorporates entrepreneurship education, which I explained that it has gone to National Council or Joint Consultative Council of Education, that is the JCCE, is now waiting for the NCE approval. And once that one is done, it has become a policy in the country. And the last training we had while we are at the Brunei University is curriculum development. They already have it. But even the prof, when he was mentioning, most of the universities have entrepreneurship department. The department don't have a running curriculum. They are just beating about the bush. For now, whatever comes, we take it. Whatever comes, we take it. But as it is now, once this policy scaled through, we have already developed our own curriculum that will take care of all the secondary schools. And we are working with NRDC, SHEDA, to see the possibility of passing it through during the National Council. We are still waiting for them. And it doesn't stop that. As soon as we get the clearance and acceptance of the NDRC, the next thing is to invite all the stakeholders for formal presentation and making necessary adjustment for it to scale through. And immediately after that, the university curriculum will be formed based on that, the secondary school curriculum. And then the second issue is evaluation and assessment. That's incorporating entrepreneurship projects, presentation, or business stimulation into assessment. Now, we're already doing it here. Just as I told you, immediately I finish from here, I'm going to flag up the commencement of business presentation and competition for the finalists that emerge during the local competition for entrepreneurship presentation. And we have major stakeholders that are supporting this our program, which at the end of the day, I think will become consultants to other states by the time the memos get through. So that whatever will happen, we will follow you to a state and then show you the way and how we can invite other stakeholders to give you support in this entrepreneurship education we are talking about. We have a lot of mentors that we normally invite to come and give talks to our children. And these mentors are the ones that sell positively into business and entrepreneurship education. And then we have continuous improvement, regular review, and enhancement of initiative. Then we have to set feedback from teachers, from students, and other stakeholders to identify areas of improvement. Because whatever you are doing, if you don't receive feedback, whether positive or negative, then you are not prepared to go, or you are not good to go. So you must prepare a template for assessment where you receive feedback, even from the students themselves. How is this program? Are you enjoying it? What are the challenges you face in trying to build this and that and that? All this when you listen. By the time you are making the second presentation, then you know where to make adjustments. And that is where the issue of even if there is failure, you look at it critically and then know how to move forward. Then establishing partnership. As a school leader, you must establish partnership. Collaborating with businesses and entrepreneurship with both local and international business entrepreneurs. Yes, as I'm talking to you, one of our ex-students who set up, she's a consultant in the sub-region. She's part of this program that we are going to launch today. And she has been our mentor and even linking us up with other development partners to support this entrepreneurship program to make all our students, before they finish, they must have a skill that will help them to be themselves and to realize their dreams. And then we have parent and community engagement. All these things we have to engage the community. the artisans within the community. The Prof was mentioning qualified teachers for fishery and what have you. We have artisans who are very good in maintaining fish ponds or fish, aquatic fish farming. Those kind of artisans cannot be neglected. We have artisans and shoe making, garment making, soap making, and what have you. All these artisans must be incorporated into the system, at least to make sure that the children succeed. Then higher education partnership. Just as we're talking about universities having entrepreneurship department, colleges of education now following suit. Then what happened to the secondary school that feed these universities and colleges of education? Are we expecting the child to just go in there and start from the scratch? No, we have to start from somewhere. And we need to collaborate with them so that at least we give our children the best. And then providing professional development as a leader. You have to provide professional development for your own teachers, and most especially the entrepreneurship teachers. I just told you that we just concluded training of our principals in entrepreneurship, and the next set will be all the entrepreneurship teachers within the FCT will be trained on the way forward on entrepreneurship education. Workshop, seminars, mentoring, and other things that need to be done in order to prepare our children for the challenges of the 21st century. Then networking events. Exposure to successful entrepreneurs and professionals. These opportunities allow teachers to learn from experienced individuals, just as we're doing, expand their professional network, and gain insights into different entrepreneurial paths and industries. We have so many of them that are experts in different fields of endeavor. We have to incorporate them, invite them, and let them give our students talk on the way forward. And then, what are the impacts of entrepreneurship education on our students? The Prof mentioned it. Personal development. It equips students with a range of skills and attributes that contribute to their overall growth and well-being. Contributing to the family, contributing to the food on the table of the family, not relying. The child wants to buy the child card, it is the father or the mother. The child wants to browse. When you come back, you collect your asset and start tapping your hotspot. All these things will be reduced or to be eliminated in the family. The children must have something doing that they can contribute, especially with the current economic situation in the country. Then self-confidence. Encourage students to take initiative, explore their ideas, and believe in their ability. That if the child can use his skill to produce, to market, and to sell, or to package and sell, then they are building the child's confidence, because he can compete in any market. What you need to do is to find out in his own product what is the most unique thing that is there. When I was principal in government secondary school, Garki area 10 here, our students went to Morocco. We are producing bottled water. But what made our own unique is that we added a small cup on top of other ones. So when you buy our own, you have a cup that we will use to drink the water. That is the only unique thing that we added to our own water. And the label, every Saturday I pick my students to shower us water. They are the ones to blow their water bottle, do the labeling, do the packaging. At that time, Sanusi Lamidi Sanusi was the central bank governor. We penetrated and entered there. It is our hot water that is being sold there. And in almost all the ministries and federal ministries, we package to that extent. And at the end of the day, we have an CAC certificate that we are using to market and produce our water. And up till now, we are still in the process of making sure that the machine for the production of the water is delivered into that school. As I'm now the director in charge of all that, we are taking it up and we are going to achieve that by the special grace of God. And then creativity and innovation. Nurture students' creativity. You have to nurture students' creativity and encourage them to think outside the box. When you throw challenge, our students are very intelligent. Just throw the challenge and allow them. By the time they come up with solution, that one will marvel and will press them very well. So they need to be encouraged. Resilience and adaptability. Students learn to embrace failure and as a learning opportunity. Develop resilience and adapt to changing circumstances. Yes. By the time they failed the first time, the second time, the third time, I'm believing you will see changes. And that project will come up as expected. Now, conclusively, ladies and gentlemen, this paper emphasizes on the role of principals in developing entrepreneurship skills in secondary school students. And it highlights the importance of ongoing support collaboration and continuous improvement in the entrepreneurship education. The development of entrepreneurship skills in secondary school students with the support of the principals has the potential to positively impact students' future success and contribute to the socio-economic development of Nigeria. Thank you so very much for listening, and I appreciate you all.
Thank you, sir. Please, a round of applause for the presenter. It couldn't have been better. I'll hand over to the chairman of session.
Anchors, leaders that build leaders. We want to say that our coming to this National Congress is being fulfilled. We have come to be trained. We have come to receive the necessary skill, knowledge that we'll be able to take back to our respective schools so that Nigerian child can be tailored towards entrepreneur. This is what we need now to be able to develop our country and to be able to be a producing nation. Now that we have listened to 2 lectures, we want us to please also feature. This is how we go about it. If you have 1 or 2 questions from the first 2 lectures we've just had, it's like we want to give us opportunity to please come around and ask your questions so that proper shed light can be shed to that. 2, if you also have contributions, practical contributions, and what you think we can also do, what can be done, what is being done in your place, in your state, that other states can also copy from, can also learn. We call it the practical session. We've had the theoretical session. Can we have the practical session now so that we can all share together? Please, if you have any question, can you step down? Can you please move down, step down to this place? You have a question, you have contributions. to what we just heard.